Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cooking with JoJo. Today we're going to make one of my favorite breakfasts. As you can see here, JoJo is in her jammies. And it's an early morning. I'm going to make a proper breakfast for my family, and this is one of our favorites. Super easy, super delicious. It's just a family traditional Italian omelet. Growing up in an Italian family, it's what my parents used to make us growing up in the Garo family. And so this is just a great omelet that's just full of flavor, simple ingredients, and super easy to make. So what I have here is a couple of items I want to share before I start chopping and cooking. I have prosciutto. As you can see here, prosciutto is just a very easy, thin sliced Italian style meat. You can do pancetta, which is a different type of, I guess you would say, bacon, an Italian style bacon with less fat in my opinion. But I do use prosciutto because the flavor is lovely. It is salty, so be careful when you do salt your eggs. So I typically don't add salt to my omelet because I do have prosciutto and I do have Parmesan cheese in this omelet, okay? So what I'm gonna do right now is I have my prosciutto on hand. I have some fresh sprigs of basil from my backyard. So excited, my backyard is doing so well this year here in Northern California. And I also do have a fresh pepper. There's different kinds of peppers you can use. It's a bit of spice to your omelet. It tastes amazing, has a light crunch as you bite into your omelet and just adds some good flavor. This is not too spicy at all. It has a mild heat to it, so it's really good. So I've got my pepper, I've got 3 eggs put aside, some Parmesan cheese, and yep, you got it, Progresso breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs in an omelet. Yep, it keeps it together. It actually gives it some nice substance to your omelet and some great flavor. The breadcrumbs I do recommend, surprise, surprise, is the Italian style because it has oregano in it and some good flavors in here to add to your omelet. So I also have oregano and a little bit of garlic powder and some milk. Okay, so here we go. All I'm gonna do right now is just roughly slice my prosciutto. That's all I'm doing. As you can see here, just roughly slicing it. Doesn't matter how fine it is, it's just a nice little chunks almost of prosciutto. I'm heating up my pan on the oven here. I'm gonna add some olive oil. Surprise, surprise, that's what I do. So I'm gonna add about about a tablespoon of olive oil. It's on a low heat. Always cook with low heat with eggs until you get more and more comfortable, until you can increase it as you go along. But do never do high heat with eggs. It burns quickly, and there goes your omelet. Okay, so I'm gonna add my prosciutto to my pan. Kind of just evens out nicely. I'm gonna increase my heat. You can hear the sizzling going on, which is really nice. So your prosciutto acts like an American version of bacon. Prosciutto, again, adds that great authentic flavor, so I highly recommend the prosciutto, okay? I've got my bowl. I have my beautiful eggs. I always do organic eggs. It does make a difference. The flavors, all of those things make a huge difference. I have amazingly wonderful, generous neighbors that have a chicken coop right next door to our house. You can hear them clucking. It's the coolest thing ever. Growing up in Arizona, I never heard that. But coming here to Northern California, man, it's like the country. It's crazy. I got turkeys in my backyard. I got chickens next door. It's so cool. Okay, so I got my 3 beautiful eggs in my bowl here, and then all I'm gonna do is just do a nice little stir. I'm gonna check on my check on my prosciutto to make sure that it's not gonna burn, okay? So I'm just turning around, I'm lowering my heat. I'm taking a slotted spoon, or any spoon is fine. Actually, this spoon is not slotted, just a regular spoon. And I'm just gonna even all my prosciutto out. You can smell the fragrance already. It smells delicious. So I'm gonna lower the heat to all the way down while it sizzles, okay? So I got my 3 eggs in my pot. I'm stirring away my 3 eggs. I'm gonna put in my Parmesan cheese. I'd say about a good, generous 2 handfuls of Parmesan cheese. You're gonna see your egg thicken a bit. Totally fine, no worries there, because you got your milk to even and balance it out eventually, okay? So I'm mixing that up. I've also got my milk here. I do 2% organic. I would say about a tablespoon, if that. And then mix it up. Okay, and I'm going to add some garlic powder to it. 2 dashes and oregano. And that's probably about a teaspoon. I'm always cautious with the oregano. Oregano is a powerful flavor. It adds some amazing good taste to your eggs, but it can be very powerful. So, like I say with my hair care, less is more. Okay, so there, I'm gonna put that aside. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finely chop my beautiful fresh basil sprigs. I have about 4 sprigs here, okay? So I'm gonna finely chop my basil sprigs. Beautifully chopped. I'm gonna add them to my eggs, okay? They're added to my eggs. The smell of fresh basil and Parmesan cheese is the best smell in the world. And what a way to wake up to that in the mornings, let me tell you. Pretty darn good. Okay, so I'm mixing that up. Then I've got my fresh pepper I was telling you about, okay? This is not mandatory. I like the heat. I like the flavor and the crunch that I had mentioned before. So I'm gonna just finely slice that pepper. And I'm not gonna put that in my eggs. I'm actually gonna saute them with my prosciutto, okay? So I've got my beautiful pepper. I'm gonna add it to my prosciutto. The prosciutto has browned and sizzled beautifully. It's a really lean version of bacon. It doesn't leave too much residual oil. It's not fatty. It's just such a lean meat. And the flavors are fantastic with the omelet, truly. Huge fan of prosciutto. Okay, so I've got my eggs, I've got my basil, I've got my Parmesan cheese and some seasonings. And the final ingredient we're going to add to the egg is my breadcrumbs that I had mentioned. Okay, so the breadcrumbs do keep the egg really settled in nicely together. So you have this delicious omelet that has a great Italian flavor to it, and it's not going to be runny. So it kind of just holds and sticks everything together. That's my mama's secret. Thanks, Mom. So I'm going to add about, I'd say, a tablespoon to my eggs. You're gonna mix it all together. Smells so good and so fresh. So I'm mixing everything all together. Got my basil in here, my breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, seasonings, and that's your omelet. That's it. So what I'm gonna do next is put it in my pan. Okay, there's my pepper in there and my prosciutto. I'm going to add the egg mixture to my pan. It's now going to all settle in really nicely. Let it cook on a low heat. There's no rush. Keep it on a low heat. Let it start sizzling and then flip it over and there's your omelet. What I'm going to do is put you on hold real quickly, take care of that omelet and show you the final product when it is completed. Okay, see you soon.